Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Spacewolves as we get into Spacewolf Rites of Initiation. If you guys have any requests for other topics of Warhammer 40K that you guys would like us to create a video for, please don't hesitate to comment down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the little notification button because we post Warhammer 40K content every single day. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the rites of initiation of a Space Wolf. The act of turning a mortal man, even one who has thrived in the harsh environment of Fenris, into a Sky Warrior is a long, arduous, and incredibly perilous process. Many that undertake this trial perish. To survive is to prove one's cunning, strength, and fortitude beyond question, and to be a worthy successor of Russ's gene heritage. On Fenris, strangers stalk the land of men. In the long halls, tales are told of mysterious fur-clad wanderers who arrive in the depths of winter and challenge the strongest and most boastful of the tribesmen to bout of strength and drinking. They are a frightening sight, huge, burly warriors with burning eyes who always out-wrestle the strongest warriors and out-drink the staunchest. Once they have fought every challenger, they pick the most worthy and take them away into the dark, never to be seen again. When the native tribes of Fenris clash for settling rights of the new islands that have risen from the churning seas, the same strangers can often be seen standing atop a nearby hill. If a warrior shows the signs of greatness during battle, the stranger may descend from on high and approach him to the awe of all who witness it. Even should the chosen be one on the point of death, the stranger cares not. They take their prize with them away into the blizzards, and the youth is never seen again. The tribesmen do not mourn the loss of such a valiant warrior, for they know he has been chosen to live among the gods. The mysterious strangers that select these warriors are the wolf priests of the Space Wolves, choosers of the valiant. The youth they pick will be tested sorely, for if they have true steel in their soul, the legacy of Lemanrus will be implanted into their bodies, and they will ultimately become Space Marines. But just a gift is never given lightly. Many are the trials which a young warrior must endure before he can join the ranks of the Space Wolves. Each test will try the Fenrisian's wit as well as his strength, and place him in mortal danger, from which he must emerge alive, if not unscathed. If an aspirant survives the first few months of training, he must undertake the 2 trials of Morkai, one for each of the wolf god's heads. For the first of these trials, he will be brought before the council of the rune priests, who will test his mind as keenly as the wolf priest challenged his body. In the very bowels of the Fang lies the gate of Morkai, a vast portal surrounded by fiery rivers of lava. The wolf god's image crowns this mighty gate, and its cavern flanks bear enchanted runes of great power. Once the young warrior has seen the ancient archway, he must pass through it. To back down is as good as admitting weakness or deceit, and the Sky Warriors do not suffer those without purity of heart and purpose to live. As soon as he steps through the gates of Morkai, the aspirant's mind belongs to the rune priests. They will scour his soul for doubt, impurity, and buried temptations. Anything that may be used against the Space Wolves or his battle brothers by the fell and alien powers they will one day face. Only one who can steel himself against such horrors is worthy to call himself a son of Russ. The exact means by which a candidate is tested will vary according to the individual. Most commonly, an aspirant will find himself faced with impossible odds in a number of conjured scenarios. Under the spell of the rune priest, the young warrior will believe the situations to be reality and react according to his heart's instincts. Those who fail this test will never wake from their dream, for the rune priest will scrub their minds and hand them over to the iron priest to serve out their lives as thrall servitors. For those that pass, the toughest trial is yet to come. Although the length and nature of any further trials an aspirant must endure will differ, the final test is always the same. This is the test of Morkai, and it will challenge even the hardiest aspirants to the very limits of his endurance. Some fail this final test and are claimed by Mordecai and forgotten. The trial is long, for the warrior is taken 1,000 miles into the barren wastes beyond the fortress of the Fang. He drinks from the cup of the Wolfen, and his body absorbs the first and most deadly gene seed of the Spacewolves, the unique Calyx Helix. The frightening potency of the Calyx Helix is legendary, and has accounted for the lives of millions of aspirants as their bodies writhe and churn in anguish. Those it does not kill are transformed into slavering monsters. The Calyx Helix is necessary, however, as without this essential part of the Lehman Russ heritage, the other gene helixes cannot be implanted at all. While in the thrones of transformation, the aspirant is cast out into the wilderness to make his own way back to the Fang. The gene works hideous changes on the warrior's mind and body. He reverts to a primal state, where his bones split and buckle, thick hair sprouts from across his body, and his only desire is to gorge on fresh meat and glut himself on blood. His body mass grows up to 80%, many of his bones fuse, and fangs sprout from his gums. While his body is racked with pain, the warrior must overcome the shadow within him, lest it possesses him entirely. If he does not, he will become one of the giant feral creatures known as the Wolfen. Those who fail to overcome the curse, to become one of the Wolfen, is to fall from grace, and to roam the wilderness forevermore as a creature of the darkest night, or to be captured by his former brothers and held as a caged beast until the time is right for them to be set loose in battle. If the aspirant manages to find his way back to the Fang, despite the ravages brought upon him and the many perils that lie between him and his goal, he is implanted with the remainder of the Spacewolf's gene seed, stabilizing the Calyx Helix and completing his apotheosis into a fully fledged Sky Warrior. They are welcomed into the chapter and take their place amongst the Spacewolves. With time, it becomes clear that some of these warriors have not completely conquered the Calyx Helix original effects, and in times of great stress, they will alter into the bestial states that haunt their souls like ghastly shadows. This is the curse of the Wolfen, and it is rightfully feared. However, as Space Marines, these successful aspirants will live for hundreds of years if they do not die in battle, and they will voyage through the stars to fight in the Emperor's name. They will battle monstrous orcs and hideous demons. They will encounter the horrors of the Tyranids, and they will endure the indestructible perils of warp space. To a man born and raised amongst the warrior tribes of Fenris, this is indeed a life amongst the gods. And those were 40 facts on the rites of initiation for a Spacewolf. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There are many more to come because the initiation procedures for different chapters is of course different. If you want to get a full span of the different types of rituals that Space Marines perform, check out our 40 facts on Space Marine initiation. It's an old video that we did, but it's still pretty good. Has really good information, and it goes over all the different types of initiation processes, rituals, and whatnot. And as well as some of the gene seed information. So you get to know the different types of gene seed that get implanted into aspirants or whatever. Now what's interesting is with the Primaris Marines coming in, there are Space Marines who supposedly can turn into or get the enhancements of becoming Primaris Marines, but I wonder if there's another initiation process for that, or if it's just something that any Space Marine can do. I don't know too much on the lore on that, so can't wait for the codexes to come out and for more information on the Primaris Marines, but until then, sit tight. That lore's coming soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you did, please share this with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social media you use. It really helps out the channel. And if you're already a subscriber, hit the little notification button. It's the little bell icon right next to subscribe. That helps us out as well. If you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month is going to help us create more videos for you guys. If you can't, again, simply by hitting the little notification button and becoming part of the notification squad helps us out, if that's a thing. Thank you guys so much for everything, and I'll see you tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.